Welcome back to another episode of Black Facts. Today we're going to follow up from our last episode when we talked about my three E's. One was emotional well being, two, exercise, and three, eating well. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about that. I hope that you all got something out of that last episode, and I hope that you incorporated some of the three E's into your daily life to make sure that you're having a healthy and happy holiday season. I wanted to share some other tips with you. In one of our previous episodes, when we were talking about minority mental health, one of my guests told me about an acronym that I had never heard of before. And that's another thing that I've incorporated into my daily routine. I do learn from those that I talk to in an interview in all of my episodes, and I hope that you're learning things as well. So, like I said, one of my guests shared a acronym called SAVERS, and the S stands for silent. So we all want to start off our day just being silent, just being one with ourselves, being quiet, and focusing on our breath, making sure that we breathe and we appreciate the fact that we woke up this morning and that we have breath in our lungs and that we're able to get up and move. So just take a moment when you get up every morning to just be silent. Don't be so quick to get on your phone. You know, a lot of us want to check our emails, we want to check our social media accounts, but just sit in your bed and just be silent. Just take a moment for yourself to process what you want to do for the rest of the day or how you want your day to flow. The A stands for affirmations. I love affirmations. I actually have lots of them. I have sticky notes that I'm kind of obsessed with, and I write down things that I hear that people say throughout the day, or I'll listen to a podcast and somebody will say something. I'm like, oh, that is a wonderful affirmation. So I encourage you all. There's books with affirmations, there's things you can look on, or you can Google affirmations, but there's scriptures that you can use as affirmations. Whatever thoughts, ideas that motivate you and help bring you peace and happiness, I would encourage you to find your affirmation and say it to yourself every morning. If it's, I'm a wonderful human being, I'm powerful, I'm strong, I can do anything. Whatever that affirmation is that motivates you and helps you feel good about your day and about yourself, I would encourage you to, like I said, say that over and over again. And when you feel, if your energy is feeling low throughout the day, say your affirmation. I promise it will help pick you up and make you feel a lot better and allow you to be able to move through the rest of your day. The next one is V. V is visualization. A lot of people talk about visualization or manifestation. You have to visualize your goals and dreams. I would encourage all of you, if you don't, start writing down your goals, write them down and make them plain and visualize them. Visualize yourself in the future and what you want to achieve and accomplish. There's so many times that I've thought about my dreams and I thought, oh, well, let me really like play it all the way out and see what that would look like for me. And then years will pass and there will be something that I've been working towards, and I'll have like a deja vu moment. And I started to realize it's because I actually visualized. I actually saw myself in that place. I saw myself accomplishing that goal. And that's what that is. I'm able to visualize and cast that vision for my future. So I would encourage you all to do that as well. And then E is for exercise. Now, we've talked about exercise. You have had the pleasure, or maybe not so much, watching me exercise. You've watched me do yoga. You've watched me do some physical activity with Dr. Wortham. And I think it's important that we all incorporate some type of physical activity or exercise into our daily routine, whether that is as simple as just walking. That's what I've decided to commit to. I think I shared that in my last episode when I talked about my three E's. My last one was exercise, and I have committed to walking every day. That is one thing that I know that I can do consistently, because once again, you have to walk to get from place to place. And I started looking at it as, I'm fortunate, right? I'm fortunate that I'm healthy, my legs work, I'm able to move around. So I don't take that for granted any longer. And I walk. I just get up and I decide, during my lunch break or early in the morning, that I'm going to get 30 minutes at minimum of walking in, consistent walking. Not just, walking downstairs to the refrigerator or walking outside or walking to the restroom. I really make sure that I get 30 minutes of walking time in. And I know on those days you're thinking, well, what if I can't get out and walk because the weather doesn't permit me to walk? Well, you can walk inside your house. I've actually made a little trail in my house and I have steps. So I use those steps, I walk, and I listened to my podcast and I went up and down my steps and walked around my house literally for 30 minutes. I probably drove my family crazy, but you have to do what you have to do to make sure that you're getting your exercise in. And once again, I told you all, and I'm committed to it, to walking. So I'm going to walk at least at minimum 30 minutes every day. So I would like for you to pick whatever that thing is for you, whatever that physical activity is for you, to make sure that you get your bodies moving and you're feeling, you're getting, once again, air in your lungs, you're moving your limbs. We have to make sure that we stay physically active on some level. So E in Savers is for exercise. And then R is for reading. We don't do that enough. We read emails, we read stuff on social media, on our Facebook accounts, and on Twitter or Instagram, but we don't sit down and actually read books. Now that Audible, and I'm guilty of this, now that Audible has have been introduced to my life, I, used to love to like just have a book and sit down and read. And I'm guilty. I listen to Audible all the time. But now I've decided that I need to get back to reading. I need to get back to enjoying going into a bookstore or a library and getting a book, coming home and sitting down and having that quiet time again just to read a good book. I find that it helps calm me down at the end of the day. It allows me just to, breathe and sit still. I tend to be a very active person. I like to be productive, and in my mind, that means being busy. So, um, reading a book at the end of the day has allowed me to be able to sit down and have a moment before I go to bed to relax my body, relax my mind, enjoy a couple of chapters of a good book. And it also helps me sleep better because it allows my mind to stop racing. I'm able to, like I said, center myself and be calm before I go to bed at the end of the day. And then the last one, S, scripting. And scripting is basically journaling. So if you're not into journaling, I know some people think, that's not really my thing. But I would once again encourage you to just put a little journal, a little notebook by your on your nightstand, and write down some thoughts. Write down your goals, whether or not you accomplished. If you just made a goal for that just one day, each day, if you make a small goal and just write down whether or not you accomplished it or what you need to do tomorrow to make sure that you accomplish it. Or either write down what you're grateful for. I know I find that that's a good habit that I've started to incorporate. I didn't always used to do it, but it really, once again, after I read a good book, and then the last thing I do before I go to bed, I take my journal and I write down what I'm grateful for, because that helps me reflect on the positive things that happen in my day and not necessarily think about the negative things that happen. So I take that time and I journal, and you don't have to sit up and journal for, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. It's as simple as just writing some positive thoughts down on a piece of paper. Like I said, either what you're grateful for, or just things that you want to do, write down your dreams, your aspirations. So I hope that that has been helpful. SAVERS stands for silent, um, affirmations, visualizations, exercise, reading, and scripting. So I hope that has been helpful for you. And once again, make sure that you incorporate those 3 E's: emotional well being, eating well, and exercising, so that we can all ensure that we have a healthy and happy holiday season. I look forward to seeing you in the new year, and make sure you come back so we can all know the facts. Take care, everyone. and happy holidays.